What a night in football for Nigerians across the globe, for the fact that our ladies did well over there in Ghana, and also the men, Flying Eagles, flying high over there in Argentina at the Estadio Argentinas in Mendoza. Congrats to Team Nigeria, both the ladies and also the men. Welcome you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. Adeni G. Shafe. We'll be looking at those joyful moments coming from Nigerian players, both men and women, alongside Madia Umar. Good to have you on the show.
Good to be here.
We also have Joseph Peters. Good to have you, Joseph.
Thank you, sir. It's a good day to be a Nigerian.
Of course, I love that, even though you're not wearing Nigerian jersey. Well, congrats to Madrid anyway. Hala Madrid.
Yeah, hala Madrid.
Okay, let's start with Nigerian ladies doing so well in Ghana. They did so well, walloping Togo 6-0 in their game. The first story, Wafubi on the 20 championship. Falconers trashed Togo to qualify for semi-final. Good one for them. The first game they won 7-0 against Niger Republic. And the second game right now, they've done the business of scoring 13 goals in 2 matches. They did so well, winning that game by 6-goal difference against Togo. And now if you look at the scorers of those goals, let's look at the scorers of those goals. There you have Amina Bello scoring a brace 11 in the 11th minute and also in the 59th minute. Floris Sebastian making another brace in the 12th and 76th minute. And you have Esther Uyenezide also scoring in the 30th minute, while Okpeyemi Ajakaye scored for Nigeria in the 61st minute there to make it 6-0 against Togo. Really, we need to celebrate them. That's why Madia Umar. Let's talk about our girls.
I wouldn't miss this chance to be on 360 Sports today. You know, when they played 7-0 the first time, I thought, okay, we're moving to the permanent side. But seeing them play against Italy yesterday, and then it was 6-0, that was really amazing.
Against Togo?
Togo, right? In Togo. I'm actually talking about the
Flying Eagles.
Yes, Flying Eagles at this moment. So it's really, really good. You know, the way things are in the country, I wouldn't say it's peculiar to Nigerian ladies, you know. You never can say what will happen next. This is a game of football. In the game of sports, anything can happen. But with this kind of impressive start, I wish that we could just go on that goal scoring spree. That's what I expect. And win the trophy if necessary. If it has to be, actually, it has to be. I'm excited. Good luck to them. Seriously
excited. I can see that in your analysis there. Well, Joseph, for this particular game, first game we won 7-0. The second one against Togo, a lot of people were thinking maybe they will put up at least a tough one against Nigeria, but it never happened. 6-0. Just one adrift of the first match.
When it comes to female football, Nigeria is always stopping everybody in Africa, despite the recent problems we had with the senior national team. But to have scored 6 goals against another national team is a very, very good result. And having qualified to the semi-final, that puts them and makes them the favorites to win the tournament, of course. I expect them to go and score another 7 or 8-0 again. It can only get better.
Well, but really, the ladies, they've really surprised Nigerians with the way it goes. It reminds me of when we were dominating Africa when it comes to football, and before all the other countries catch up or caught up with us, because right now they are really reduced the gap between us, Nigeria, and other countries like South Africa, Ghana, Zambia, Morocco of this world. But right now, from this particular win, do you see that maybe the girls are coming back to dominate again?
Yes, I think so. When we talk about continental competitions, we say Africa, for instance, I love the fact that you mentioned that we dominate. We used to be the dominance when it comes to African female football, and then all of a sudden we lost it. But with this young talent, look at what Amina did yesterday. Look at the likes of Sebastian Flourish. It was a game of zeal. It was a game of, I want to make a statement. We could see the hunger for scoring. We could see the hunger for the play, and, you know, make it like a world-class match and edifice that we all want to see. So if we have this kind of performance, of course, we're going to retain it. Before now, you know, the girls in South Africa will be, you know, a headache, but where are they right now? And that's to show that we are getting to the top sport in Africa, just like we've always been.
Well, when it comes to football in Africa, when it comes to women, really, we've dominated a lot of competitions, but this time around, we need to get it right. And the ladies have spoken with their scoring spree over there. Well, Esther Chinemere winning the Woman of the Match, a fantastic player for that particular game over there in Ghana. Wafu B tournament ongoing there. First match, Nigeria and 7-0 against Niger Republic, and the second game just yesterday, it was a 6-0 walloping of Togo. Extra was actually added, so Togo was is a 4-letter word, but they add extra 2.
They added extra 2 goals. I like this particular set of Falconets, but what I worry about is their integration from this level to the under 20 to the under 21 level, and then into the senior team. Like you said, gap has been closed, right? Now, why was that gap closed? It's because we've not been doing the right thing with the age grade competition when it comes to female football. Fine, we realize now, and we have stars now. We have people score. We have players scoring 6 goals in a single match. Will they be integrated in the right way from the level they are now to the next level, up to the Super Falcons level, where we get to see the best of them and see them win and bring back our past glory? That's a question that is left unanswered, but I believe and I hope that it will be attended to. It will
be attended to, hopefully. Well, from the way it is right now, Nigerians can still celebrate. And right now, our ladies have qualified for the semi-finals of the competition. Hopefully, they can also scale through to the final of the Wafu B. From there, the big one also that happened yesterday over there in Argentina. Well, a good one for Nigeria when everyone was almost afraid for the fact that Italy defeated Brazil 3-2 in their first game. And now the second game came on between the young Azuris of Italy and the Flying Eagles of Nigeria. Flying Eagles blew them away 2-0 in that game. Jude Sunday, and you can't take anything away from Salim Fago Lawal for the fact that they were able to score those 2 goals, making sure they avenged the 36-year-old Italian defeat to us when it was Chile 87. Chile 87, we lost against our young Azuris 2-0 in that encounter. But now, 36 years later, the team actually replied.
That was a mind-blowing match. I wasn't expecting that score, actually. Getting into the match, I was scared because, you know, from what has happened in the past championship, I mean the last league and then this one, I was scared that we're not going to do very well. But to my surprise, 36 years, and then 36 years later, we had our own time. And that's a feeling that every Nigerian will always want to have. But I just want to point out something. You know, when I didn't bring this up when it comes to female football, because we've seen young female footballers transcend from one level to the other, which of course Michael mentioned. The boys always have a problem with transition. Now look at the young Messi now that was under 20. Where is he now? So we always have a problem with, you know, transiting into the next level. Now these boys are doing very well. At some point you hear that they've been called up, they didn't pass the test. I have a brother who actually went through all of this, was doing well at some point, and then getting into the next level was a problem. So we have a lot of corruption soaked into our system. The highest bidder takes it, and that is not good for our football. Now we're correcting all of this. I remember watching football, the under 17, and someone like, oh, these guys are really under 17, which of course we lack in our composition before now. But now that we are getting the age grade right, should we also get the transition and working with the boys that we see that they have a lot of things? My answer will still remain yes, any day, anytime. But let's see. Congratulations to the boys and see what happens in the next stage of the competition.
Yes, good one. You just saw there, 1987. That particular time, October 18, 1987. What a record. They defeated Nigeria 2-0, the same young Azuris. But after 36 years, our own team, Flying Eagles, most of them were not even, they were not born. And now they were able to do it. This was in 1987. You look at it, 2-0, Italy, Nigeria. And if you flip it to 2023, you look at Nigeria winning this time around, the two turned to Nigerian side, and we won 2-0. Congrats to Team Nigeria. Now, Joseph Peter, just what Madia said, even before we talk about transition, let's celebrate the boys first, because looking at this game, Italy showed that they were ready for us as they defeated Brazil 3-2, and you were like, oh, what will happen? They will wallop us all that. But Nigerian team replied 2-0. They silenced them.
You know, in football, everybody has his day. That's one thing with football. You are never a permanent champion. When it comes to sports, entirely, you are never a permanent champion. You have your day, another person gets his day. Now, when you judge football from that angle, like they beat Brazil, so therefore you think they are maybe better and would wallop us, that's wrong. Because every team comes with its own formation, with its own plan, and it's the best plan that always wins a football game. Nigeria came with a better plan, and they subdued the Italian team. Simple as that. Going into a football match now, football has evolved. It is too technical now. If you have the better plan, you just win the match. It's as good as that. Maybe you let your opponent have the ball and take them on counter-attacks and all that. There are a lot of tactics to be applied. Nigeria applied the right tactics, and kudos to the coach, and we won the match. Now, attention has been shifted to the Brazil game. Everybody's like, Brazil walloped this Dominican Republic 6-0. So, okay, they are going to like, no. It depends on the plan we take to the table, we take to the field on that day. If we get our acts right and we execute that plan, we also win that match. And I expect us to get that match done. Now,
looking at the performance of those boys yesterday, it was like they were a different team entirely that play at the AFCON. That is because they really struggle at AFCON. But right now, they seem to be getting the act better. Against Dominican Republic, they won 2-1. And it was like, okay, let's see what they will do. A lot of Nigeria were already saying, well, Ladambozo, can he change? But this game against Italy was a totally different team. They came out very bullish. They were ready to take on. In fact, the player the people were scared of, he couldn't score. It was not even a chance. 3 shot at goal, and really, Nigeria dominated that particular game. What was the secret? Even though you say we had a plan, but what did you notice in that game that made Ladambozo boys to triumph against the younger Azuris?
Now, I'll relate it back to the AFCON. When they were playing the continental competition, there were a lot of irregularities with the selection, right from the picking of the team. Just like Maridia said, we had issues. The right players, I know a footballer that helped us in qualifying but was not selected to the competition. I have now in this current team, I have a football mate, Salisu. He is not among the 11, but he is part of the team, and I know what Salisu can do. And I was happy when I saw the list and I saw Salisu was among. I was like, oh, finally, thank God! After all the struggle, Salisu has made it. And I know that Salisu does not have any kind of godfatherism. So Ladambozo must have sat down and talked to himself, oh, something must have changed somewhere along the line. And I pray that that thing that changed continued. I think that's what happened. That set you saw in the AFCON is not the same set. These ones are serious. Something has happened. And we don't know we don't know who made it happen, but kudos to the administration and the coach.
Technical crew.
Yeah, for
now,
whatever.
Talking about what Madia mentioned, the transition of this particular team, we've seen what the Golden Eagles did. Yes, they couldn't do so well at the World Cup, but so far, it is very possible that a lot of Nigerians say they should allow the team to be together. But now the coach is off. Getting the team to be together, for them to graduate to under 20. Like she said, we need to always allow these lads to be together. From that 17 to 20, the 20 should go to the 23. Why 23? At least from then, someone will make the Super Eagles. But right now, she asks, where is Little Messi? We can't find Little Messi anymore. Where, in fact, I saw one clip of Sani Emmanuel thereabout. If you remember him, the player that actually won the best player in that tournament, under 17. But right now, he's nowhere to be found. What's happening?
I think it's not just down to the management of football alone. It's not down to the administration of football alone. When you are a footballer, you have to be very, very careful when it comes to your next move. Your next move is the most important thing in your career. These players, Sunday Emmanuel, whoever he is that time, won the under 17. What was his next move? We don't just take these blames of transition and dump it on the officials alone. Most times it's not even their fault. Most times it's taking the right decision for your development as a footballer. Taking the right decision, very, very important. These players are always being engaged and controlled by managers that are dubious or are all about money. Therefore, they do not advise them or bring the right contract or allow them to go to the right clubs. You understand? So these players fizzle away because if you make a wrong transfer, you're just going to go down.
I remember the guy that went to Hamburg. That's Chris Santos.
Chris Santos. Look at that particular transfer. When you are playing football, you don't just concentrate on your ability. There are times where your move, where you go to, the kind of team you get played in, the kind of setup that is in the project of a club, it all matters. But most of these are footballers, they just want to go abroad. It may not necessarily mean that you played in the under-17s and did well, you should actually go abroad. It could be that you need a particular MPF club, an MPFL club to kind of develop and evolve before you make the right move. I think that is the major reason why our transition is failing, not just the administration of sports.
But I'd like to chip in something there. I know that these guys are really trying, and the transition, just like Peter said, it's something that has to do with making the right decision. Once you make the right decision or the wrong decision, it could mar or make you
your career.
So now, what the problem is right now for some of these players is the fact that the MPFL, this unseriousness in the MPFL. MPFL is one of the biggest leagues, the national biggest league, for God's sake, in Nigeria. And when we have some of this corruption soiled in our biggest league, then they have no choice than to go outside the country. So what do you do as a player if the big clubs are not coming? Would you remain playing in your area, maybe at a field at the back of your house? You just need to get yourself warmed up until the big players come. Now in Nigeria, we don't have big clubs that will come sign you. We have MPFL players who have not been paid. I can name clubs that don't pay their players. So, and you cannot blame it on the club because there's a lot happening that we don't even know. Even if we know, we wouldn't want to say it out, except maybe we want to go into investigative reporting about all of this. Of course, we'll get into that at some point. So now, it's all encompassing. The problem is all encompassing until the NFF, all of the institutions or the committee that we have concerning sports come together and say that this has to happen. They have to create a pathway, a procedure that selection has to go on. A club has to, take someone, and welfare for these players. Until that is done, we'll continue to lose very, very good players. We'll continue to lose the best talent that will win trophies for us. And then we'll continue to be the underdogs in the African continent, which we are not supposed to be in the first place. That's all I have to say.
Well, we've been talking concerning Nigerian teams where they did well at the World Cup. Flying Eagles, they flew high ahead the younger Azuris over there in Argentina. And also our ladies at the Bayara Stadium in Kumasi, Ghana. They also did well. They flew very high as a Falconet 6-0. They walloped Togo, and hopefully right now in the semi-final they've qualified for. Let's see what they'll be doing. And also our team, Flying Eagles, they've qualified for the round of 16. Let's see what they'll also be doing in the quarterfinals. They're a good one for the two teams that performed well, excellently well yesterday. Congrats to Nigeria, and we hope to continue to have that particular congratulations there. Let's talk about Federation's Cup. Federation's Cup round of 16 results. A lot of games were played just yesterday. We just look at some of these results and let you know that teams that did well in this game. Well, Kwara United, they pipped Nasarawa United by a lone goal. Samad Kadri scoring that goal for Kwara United. There, Gombe United, Warri was also triumphant there, 1-0. Sunshine Stars 3-2 against EFCC of Abuja. Ranger 3, FC Bede 1. I see hope for Flying Antelope after all. Plateau United 2, Ingas 1. Doma United 2, Idel FC 1. And you have Bender Insurance. They continue to be invincible. They did well against Heartland of Owerri, 1-0 in that game. Although the last game, they're also making a complete 16 teams there. That's Insurance Feeders team. Well, that match will actually continue this morning. Well, from the way it is, Lobby were leading as at the time they stopped because of rain. 2-1 at that time. But for the result of the Federation's Cup, this is what we have so far. So Bender Insurance are still very invincible. Joe. Bender
Insurance carried their form in the league and they have taken it to the competition, to the Federation Cup. And I'm not surprised. This team, I don't know, they are from another place entirely. They are doing wonders and I'm very, very happy with them. Another result that took me aback is this Nasarawa United. Nasarawa United is still losing. Manchester United will not just stop losing. I don't know what went wrong with their season. I don't know what has happened to them, but I've not seen this kind of calamity happen to them for a long time.
It's just something that is not common.
It's not common.
They got to round off 16 and they've been at least pipped out by Kwara United.
And they lost at home according to the results. So I just hope something changes in that camp there.
They look at Plateau United. Plateau United, really, they actually dropped Eyimba before facing Ingas. You know, no one saw that coming, that they will be able to defeat Eyimba. Although, not that Plateau cannot defeat Eyimba, but you want to tilt towards Eyimba, but actually edge them. And right now, you look at Plateau United doing well against Ingas FC, Doma United. Surprise team of this season. Really, they deserve that award. They've done well again. Round of 16 Federation Cup result for men. Congrats to Doma United. Let's see what will be happening by the time they draw for the round of 8 actually being made there. Let's move away from Nigerian football. Let's quickly talk about another team. They call them the Nerazzurris. Inter Milan. They did well against Fiorentina, winning the Coppa Italia just yesterday. A good one for them, 2-1 to lift that trophy. They've been looking, at least looking for a trophy, but right now they got one, waiting for another one that will come against Manchester City. My dear.
You know what? I was actually doing this permutation this morning, and I was like, it's going to fall in favor of these two teams that are going to win back-to-back. Either ways, they are always winners. Now look at the EPL now, the way it's going. Manchester, of course, Manchester City, of course, we already know that. And then they'll be facing Inter Milan. Inter Milan just raised the Coppa del Rey. And then they're facing Manchester United in the Champions League. So it's a 50-50 chance. If you win, you get 2 trophies. If you win, you get 2 trophies. And I'm not happy about it.
Seriously?
But I love the fact that Inter put in all of the work, you know. When they were doing the buying, you know, the ups and downs and everything, everyone was like, okay, Inter is coming for all of us. And it's evident, you know, they put in a lot of work to this and it's working for them. But also Manchester City, oh God. After doing what they did in the English Premier League, I was like, okay, you have to slow down and everything. Luck has been on their side for a very long time. And I'm a kind of person like, you know, eat I eat, chop I chop. don't just, it's not the winner, it's not a particular team takes it all. I don't really feel good about it. But you know, these two teams are
But there's nothing you can do about it right now.
Nothing I can do about it, actually. But
okay.
Impressive one there, actually.
A good one, at least, no matter how you are unhappy for the likes of Inter Milan not to win, but now they've done it. So for you, Joe, Nerazzurri is winning the Coppa Italia. It's a good one for them. It's a good one to boost their morale.
It's a good one for them. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for their striker, particularly. Give me his name. The guy that scored Lautaro Martinez, because of the criticism he went through during the World Cup. Everybody was on his neck, like he didn't perform, he didn't do this. But after the World Cup, he has been brilliant, and he has been giving Inter Milan the results that they need. Now, to have won the trophy, because he single-handedly equalized and also got the winning goal. And the winning goal was a super goal. I mean, the way he took that goal, it was a striker's goal, and it was nice. I'm really, really happy for him. And these kinds of boost the morale of Inter Milan against Man City. Everybody is looking at that game and peeping and suggesting Man City will come and just ride Inter Milan. And I don't think so. I really do not think so, because Inter is a compact team that always come with a plan. If Inter hadn't had a plan all along, they would not have defeated FC Porto. They wouldn't have defeated AC Milan. So there's no way you can tell me that Man City will just come from anywhere and just come and trash Inter Milan. Yes, it's in the favor of Man City, and yes, I think Man City will win, but I don't think it's going to be very, very simple.
Okay, good one there. We've been talking concerning Inter Milan for winning the Coppa Italia there. Good one for them, and really, congrats on the Nerazzurris. Then the last story on the show, we have to talk about Premier League. Brighton and Manchester City, they actually shared the spoil there in that game that was played yesterday. Although, as expected, Man City are champions already, can't take anything away, except maybe you want to present another cup.
Okay, I actually saw the banter yesterday, and you know, the cup that was designed for us.
You saw that cup that Arsenal got.
Oh my God. Okay, I think that's cup is from, it's not from Ogbuma, it's actually from the northern part of the country. I wouldn't mention, but you know, Man City has always had the zeal to win. And I feel like if you put in a lot of work to anything that you do, you should win, actually. So it's not a good one for Arsenal after waiting a long time to actually clinch the trophy. And Arsenal fans, of course, they are the loudest I'm sure.
No, you are wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong, Maria. We are not loud.
I feel like the Arsenal fans are the Chelsea of this season.
No.
No, that's how it feels.
Maybe you met a few of them that are like that.
Maybe they win.
Let me tell you something, my dear. At the beginning of the season, no Arsenal fan would have told you that they would get the chance to almost clinch the Premier League. We all knew. Our target, every sensible Arsenal fan knew that what we wanted was to make it to the Champions League.
How about you for a loyal, Sha?
It's the truth. Yeah, we are loyal. My dear is taking the conversation to another place. But I'm sure telling you, the target was make it to the Champions League. And now suddenly everybody that thinks or that thought we would not make it to the Champions League has somehow turned to tell us now that we lost. No, we actually won this season. We didn't win the trophy, but
okay,
I like
guys.
How loyal they are.
Oh, good one. They are coming from Madia to Joe, trying to throw some bands at team. Oh, it's a big one for Nigerian team. They were Falcon and also the Flying Eagles. Congratulations, and also don't forget the Inter Milan. A wonderful time with you, Joe Peter.
Thank you very much.
And also Madia Omar. Thanks so much.
Always a pleasure.
I'm Adeni Ajisha. Sport is always business and fitness, as we always say. Thanks for watching.